Where does the next one start? Also by gym class. Fair enough. You can't talk. What's the necrophilia? Yes, I know that necrophilia is a thing, but since necrophilia is not really age-bound and you're just into, the dead cold bodies for the most part, this gym teacher did kind of struck me as just a pedophile. So he's just into, the younger ones. If he's into the young ones, why the fuck would you, after you achieved your goal, your dream as a fucking pedophile, you got the young one. They're coming with you at home, and they've already agreed to fuck you for money. At this point, you don't need to choke them out. Unless you're into choking too. Could be a thing. Or maybe all of this pedophilia thing was just him hiding. But then again, wouldn't it be far easier to just get a prostitute, kill her? At least nobody's going to think you're a pedophile. There's something there I feel we haven't really discerned yet, let's just say. This game is special, though, I must admit. Never thought I make a political become a victim of a pedophile, but great. Yeah, let's go in there again, I suppose. Let's see what the next one goes. Yeah. Try to reason with the logic of serial killer. What do you expect? Is he really a serial killer, though? It's a good question. Maybe this was the first time. Maybe he got a bit overexcited and just, maybe some people are into this whole choking thing. I actually do know. I do know one girl who's into that. Don't ask me why I know that. That's the magical effect of having too much alcohol and having far too much interest in sharing all of your stories, but Jesus Christ. I was like, that sounds dangerous. Because if you choke somebody, if you, make sure that their air intake as well as the blood flow to your brain gets interrupted, that is usually not a good thing, especially not for an extended period of time. It is a fine line between, oh, this enhances my pleasure, to, oh shit, I'm dying. Not really advisable. Really not advisable. Really not advisable. So where do we go from here? I mean, technically speaking, since serial does kind of sounds like multiple, you would assume that, Jack the Ripper was a serial killer. And he was not satisfied with just one victim. Really not one victim. Really not. And that is true for most of them. But well, terminology aside, gorgeous special, let's just say. Really special. I will, echo one of the choices in the game we had, and yes, I would say that yes, indeed, getting sexually harassed by someone your own age is probably the better option. Especially if you're fucking 17. Now, don't get me wrong. Even then, if we're talking about, if you have a relationship between, what I don't know, a girl at 20 years old and a boy like 17 years old, I wouldn't call that pedophilia. But that guy's fucking 40 plus or something. That's a bit too far. Kind of disgusting. I am happy to say that I still have some liquor in my cabinet, so depending on how this evening goes, I will find myself indulging with that a little bit later on. So for the moment, we shall continue. I don't think we have done this yet. Do we need to do this? Yes, we do. Yep. Let's see what happens if we don't go there.
Class, showing our education system is pure evil.
Actually, it's not. It is a rather nice part of it that we actually still include that, including stuff like, depending on your school that is, not only the classical, running, jumping, and playing with balls, but also swimming. Especially swimming. I've actually read an interesting statistic recently that, at least in Germany, the amount of young children who actually do not know how to swim has increased drastically. Part of that is the reason because, well, during my age, there was still swimming classes in school. So even if you came to school not knowing how to swim, by the time you end, you would at least be able to fucking float in the water and not to drown. You'd be surprised how useful a skill, basic ability to float in the water is. Oh boy. Which means that, yes, physical education and the idea of, doing something of a physical activity, especially for young people, is not actually a bad idea. This does not mean that I did not hate it myself back in the day quite a bit. I set out more than one gym session because I was like, fuck that shit, I have better things to do. Age gives you perspective also very well.
Why do you talk like a cartoon?
What do you mean? If I talked like a cartoon, I'd go, "What's up, Doc?"
No, it's just this general, haha, I'm random cartoon channel talk. Have you ever watched television for adults?
What?
But television for adults is kind of boring. I mean, really. Have you seen some of the shit they put out around midday on, the TV? I recently watched while I was visiting somebody because the TV was on, and I zapped through the channels. I was like, man, this shit is just. Oh yeah, reality TV. Oh look, there's another family of that looks like fucking homeless people that are doing some really, really strange shit. It's like, ha ha ha. I'm so amused. And people wonder why anime is so much better. They have a commercial reason they are. Well, yes, I'm not going to ask someone in a wheelchair to fucking take a lap. I'm not going to be that heartless, and most school systems aren't that heartless as well. But fundamentally speaking, physical education is good. Also, let's not forget that these kids are at the height of their prowess, so to speak, both in the purely physical as well in the sexual sense, because they're full of hormones at this point, and you kind of would profit from actually getting some of that restless energy out of you if you want to stay a course where you can actually focus on your studies, potentially at least. Not that many kids focus on their studies. I mean, come on, fucking teenagers. They have one thing on their brain. It ain't the books, let's just say. Which is fair enough, mind you, as long as you get some of the basics inside. But education systems. But yeah, it is, and it should be, actually, and at this point I will actually, pull my head for the Netherlands in this particular case then, because yes, you should absolutely be required by law to teach your kid how to fucking swim. There should be a government instituted system that gives you basically now a nice little medal or something that tells, yes, this motherfucker can swim, basically. Doesn't need to be, fast. He doesn't need to fucking win races. He just needs to be capable of fucking staying above the water for a reasonable amount of time under his own power, without any tools. Because that is one of the life-saving essential skills. Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's actually a good system. You should be required by law to teach your child how to fucking swim. Because, fuck that shit. Let us continue. Gee, this little guy here, it's not like I dislike him, fundamentally speaking, from his interests, yeah. But then again, if you really think it's a good idea to run into a fucking girls' locker room and take photos, that's going a bit far. Nobody in this school seems to be particularly on the law-abiding train. I see, that's cool. They even have a motivational system. You're like, oh, cool, I get some cool shit out of it. That's a system. I don't even care what system you apply. Just have a system that makes sure that your fucking kids learn how to fucking swim. If I read about a fucking kid who drowned in a fucking puddle because they couldn't fucking keep their head above the water for even fucking 5 seconds, that is not the kid's fault. That is the fucking system's and the parents' fault. If I, get a kid. What do you think I will teach them once they're like 6 or 7? I'm gonna fucking throw them in the water and go like, swim, bitch. Yeah, that's it. The fact, Rosa, yes. It's actually a very good example of history. Sadly, however, you cannot actually engage many teenagers with the idea, look, history has taught us. Ability to swim is rather important. Yeah, basically. I mean, the fact that he was basically the state kinda, softens the blow a bit, but yes, he should have state mandated and actually started. Bad parenting. Most great people that died in history probably due to bad parenting. Either that or sexual appetites. Those two have killed more people than you would imagine. Because, once you're in power and you can get away with literal murder. Oh god, are you going to indulge in your vices? And mind you, this is actually unisexual. Those men and women, once in charge, have a tendency, an unfortunate tendency, to hyper-indulge in whatever the fuck they please. History is full of that shit. Man, it's great.
Do you mean like porn?
No, just normal. Never mind.
Actually, to be fair, it is an argument you made that, yes, if you're talking about adult TV, the first thing that would come to my mind would be also porn. Because, well, I mean, let's be honest here, that's a thing.
Because I like some wild porn here and there. You probably couldn't handle it.
Uh-huh. Are you sure about that? I mean, I grew up in the era of fucking Bible Black. I can handle some weird shit. Believe you me. Still though, if we're just talking about the animation quality, Bible Black was actually pretty damn well done. The hentai movie, that is. The game actually also a bit different from the art style here, but nicely done. Played that first. I remember that. Movies were pretty great though. Quality-wise, I mean. Not content-wise. There was some really weird shit in there. I really do mean. But hey, I mean, you learn quickly. You learn quickly indeed. Very quickly. Let's see here. Well, sure. Let's see if he's actually, if you make the claim that I'm into some really weird shit, now you're gonna be challenged. What is that actually? Come on.
Try me.
Yeah.
Huh? Most girls just scream and run when I say that.
I'm gonna challenge this bitch.
You're different.
Give me.
Well, are you gonna tell me or not?
Why do you want to know?
Everybody knows the coolest guys have depraved fetishes. Have you been on the internet? Maybe I'm looking for a boyfriend who can keep up with me.
Challenging. I like it.
Alright. See me at lunch today. Maybe we could talk about it then.
Depending what you're into, that's not something you talk about over lunch.
Finally, someone to share my escapism with.
I mean, seriously, imagine you're into scat and you're like, let's talk about over lunch about it. Ugh. I mean, some people, might find that attractive. I, however, would... Normally, I'm the kind of guy I can literally eat next to a corpse. It doesn't really bother me. If people start talking about their baby's diapers, I don't give a shit. But there are just some limits. If somebody starts talking about how they really, really like the idea of, getting covered in somebody else's shit, I probably say that is the point where even my appetite might take a turn for the worse. Oh well, continue.
Escapism?
Yeah, I get lost in all these weird websites to get away from my gun nut stepdad. I think he was in Iraq or something. Doesn't matter
veteran.
anyway. I think mom's already looking for a new guy.
A house
That's-
full of depraved porn and firearms. What could possibly go wrong?
What was that?
Good question. What could possibly go
I've wanted
wrong?
a chat like this for so
boy.
long.
Oh boy, how many things could go wrong?
So you like him how much taller than you exactly?
At least like 12 feet taller? Preferably 50. I want to be picked up with only 2 of her fingers.
Jesus.
And what do you call that again?
It's a giantess fetish. A woman
Ah.
so tall she can't even see those minute details about me. Like how I can't tie my shoes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to see that either. This is cool. What else?
Really? Well, I like it when cute girls walk all over me.
Huh. You know, most people hate when they're taken.
Actually, let me be very fair here. Most cute girls have an unfortunate tendency to assume that they can just walk all over you of, the basic fact that they are indeed cute. Which makes it all the more fun once you're a bit older and you teach these assholes, yeah, that is not how that's going to work. If you think you can get away with, restricting my freedoms and just assume that a bit of a pouting face will stop me from doing what I would like to do at the moment, yeah, it's another lesson you will learn rather quickly about me, because I don't give a shit. I think at one point I actually made that point rather directly, where I was like, you know what? I'm going to start drinking now, because I feel like it. I'm not gonna stop until I'm satisfied. And if you don't like it, there's the door. You can go. I don't care. I'm not that fucking desperate for companionship, nor for sex, that I will stop doing every fucking thing, including watching anime and enjoying a drink from time to time, just for that. The lady didn't do that particularly well, let's just say. In fact, she was rather angry with me. And I think it is suffice to say that the relationship did not really progress much from there. Just, just saying.
Taken advantage of.
No, I mean, literally walk all over me. Love to be
Defeat,
stepped on
eh?
by
Well,
a
all of my
pair
respect for yours just went out of the window. Why is it always fucking
scale,
feet?
right?
But yeah.
I mean, listen, there's so many body parts that are prime candidates to be into. Fucking tits. I mean, they're quite close to your, depending on how big you are, they're actually quite, literally in front of you. It can be quite amazing to look at, to touch, to play around with. Asses, that can be some fucking nice asses, and asses that you really would like to get, good squeeze in. All of that I can get behind, but why is it always fucking beat? Yeah, no, actually, that was not my wife, mind you. And by the way, I don't have a wife. I have an ex-wife. Far better. But no, that was a girlfriend I had before, and a girlfriend is a bit much, basically. We were in the state of becoming boyfriend and girlfriend, until I realized that that woman had a unfortunate tendency to be rather controlling and had a rather high interest in making me comply with her interests, but was not actually willing to let me at least enjoy my interest, let alone join me. You couldn't get that bitch to watch anime with you for no price in the fucking world. And she was absolutely against the drinking, which are two things I rather enjoy. And once she shown me that she was not willing to at least let me indulge myself, yeah, let's just say my frustration got rather high rather quickly. At which point I stated precisely what I just said into her face, and she was rather unwilling to consider any further relationships, as I myself was also not really willing to, do that, because no, fuck that. One of my first relationships was actually me being, I was very young at the time, and very stupid, where I actually had a girl try to literally walk all over me and basically try to appease her in any way, shape, or form, to the point of breaking character very hard. I regret that. You should really not do that. Really not. It's not worth it. Absolutely not. But well, I'm rambling here.
Unfortunately, most of my fetishes can only be realized through my anime. The realm of the living isn't quite ready for 50-foot-tall vixens.
Purely biologically speaking, yes. The sheer mass a 50-foot individual would be rather unfortunate for, well, her and the surroundings. Oh boy, can you imagine the necessary bone structure you would need to actually balance all of that shit? I don't think that's a good idea. Actually, no, it would be rather uncomfortable, because a person at 50 feet high would probably find themselves rather constricted with our normal building system, and streets, and cars, and everything else that we build for normal-sized people. Let alone clothing. Do you know how much clothing you would need for a 50-foot fucking giant? Ooh, it's pricey. Wouldn't be a comfortable life.
Yeah, the real world sucks hard, dude.
That it
Did I
does
mention
sometimes.
how I liked girls with cat ears and tails?
Do they meow when you have sex with them?
Well, I wouldn't know.
Haven't done one yet.
I haven't done
The classic cat girl.
one before.
Now, to be fair, a good bit of cosplay can be rather nice. I'm personally rather into an house Maxi Nurse or something. I must admit, I do have a certain weakness in that particular regard. But then again, I would not actually, be against a bit of cat girl cosplay. I would try. I would buy it, so to speak. Would be an interesting experience. It's pretty normal stuff. I can see the appeal. Getting yourself into a nice little costume. As I said, do keep an eye on those Maxi Nurses. That's something. That gets you going, That's a girl that can give me an injection any day of the time of the day, if you catch my meaning. I do love it. It gives me a lot of excuses to ramble. Especially because we went through it once.
Volume 31 yet?
Hey there, Jeffrey. Things better with your dad yet?
Oh, hello, Jekka. Unfortunately, no. He used my toothbrush to clean out his new assault rifle he bought from China.
Wow, messed up much?
Why would you buy it from
Anyway, could you
China?
buy me another
You're in the land of the
Diet
free. Buy
Sorry,
American,
but
bitch.
I can't anymore. My mom's been wondering where all my lunch money's been going.
Aw, you're mean. You don't like me anymore.
Again, I'm sorry. I just don't know.
Maybe I should grow 40 feet. Then you'd really like me.
Probably, yeah.
How'd you...
Maybe if you took your shoes off and stepped on his face!
Why is it always
Told
feet?
everyone?
It's okay, Jeffrey. Run
I
away
wonder.
from me. I'll stuff you in my back pocket.
Ugh, just shut up!
He's feisty today. Meow.
Also, to be fair, you really should be careful who you tell stuff like that, if you're not willing to take the backlash.
Believe this!
I would actually, go like, yeah, well, that's pretty fucked up. But I might as well into fuck you. Sadly, however, I don't think teenagers have the necessary
Well, I find
mental capacity is not the right word, the mental toughness to take that sort of public event in good grace. Most actually don't. Which is understandable, fucking teenagers. Angsty teenagers.
The boys need to quit writing bad bitch on my office door. I'll start tracking who left them if it continues.
Well, it definitely wasn't Jeffrey.
Oh?
Fuck, you heard that?
Why is it definitely not Jeffrey?
Because you're not a cat.
Cat girls are
Settle
cute.
down
Fuck you.
now. I've heard the rumors going around about him, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Thank you.
Also, you know, the people who laugh the loudest usually have their own rather unfortunate fetishes. Yeah, a very important lesson to learn there. I know some unfortunate information about some people. I'm not gonna share. Let's just say, yeah. Always funny when you're looking back and you're like, these are the motherfuckers who laughed at me who are going like, well, you know, anime is kinda cute. And hentai is fucking hot. But you're into that shit, eh?
I was really...
Just because he prefers alternative forms of sexual intercourse does not mean he should be ridiculed.
Sorry.
Come back soon. We're going to continue until we have seen a bit more.
Alternative.
Oh god.
Jeffrey here prefers to be stepped on by women who look like cats, as opposed to standard intercourse with a human woman.
Cat girls though.
Will this stop?
Class
Saved by the
dismissed.
bell. Or not.
You did this.
Did
Yeah.
what?
Pretty sure.
Told everyone my darkest secrets. That was in confidence.
Guess I did. Sorry.
You ruined my life. I haven't touched my manga in forever. Not even cartoons entertain me anymore.
Well, that's just sad.
Relatable.
Do you even care? Do the results of your actions mean anything to you?
Probably not.
Yeah, when they affect me, sure.
No one in the realm of the living ever liked me anyway. Maybe things would make sense if I was dead.
Maybe.
I've had to start taking medication since you betrayed me. I also waited for everyone to leave just so you'd be the only one to hear this. Tonight, when my mom's out with her new boyfriend, I'm gonna take the entire bottle. I'm going to kill myself.
What?
Probably not a good
You
option.
chose to start this. But I won't give you a choice in stopping it.
Yeah. God, hormones make me feel guilty. They do usually. That's one of the side effects. Because, well, you know, girls turn into women, which then turn into mothers, and they do have a rather nice stock of hormones that make them somewhat caring. That doesn't stop them from being complete assholes, but what am I supposed to? Oh god, I'm gonna call this bluff. Oh, that's a bad idea, isn't it?
I'm sorry. Did you think I have any form of emotional attachment to you?
Why else would you have talked to me in the first place? Why would you have lunch with someone you don't like?
It was funny. I knew you'd say some embarrassing shit.
So you used me. You were a new student trying to look cool, so you just used me.
No
That's-
shit.
that's one way
In
of saying it.
what world does a girl like me take interest in you? If you're that fucking stupid, maybe you should kill yourself.
Fine. I'll give you your satisfaction. But not before getting mine first. You're the only girl I ever loved,
If that was love, that was kinda weak.
even if it wasn't real.
You knew me for 2 days.
Yeah.
Bye.
I would try to declare your undying love. I would politely point out.
I would have left a note, but there's only a 2-second window between staring down the barrel of a gun and dying. I'm not even mad I'm dead. Through all the news coverage that'll cry about me for a week and him for a century, it might be best for both of us they rarely get the facts straight. They'll tell you I was a sweet, innocent girl who'd never turn an entire school against the anime kid. They'll also tell you he was a twisted mastermind who didn't want to fuck fictionally tall women. So yeah, he seems cooler than me now. But try talking to him.
It is actually true. Some of the serial killers have become weirdly popular. Strangely so. You would assume somebody who's quite willing and capable of killing dozens of people is not to be glorified. Some people have an unfortunate tendency to do so, though. Really unfortunate, man. Got a new message, though. A crowd watching the news after VT happened last April. Between rumors of gun control, and our member looked into camera as if he was trying to talk to kids like me. I'm paraphrasing. Just you didn't feel alone, threatened, frightened, or inferior. Lashing out at the world with fatal violence like this is not the answer. It's one answer. It's not a good answer. To be fair, I don't want to kill them because I'm lonely and they just need a wake-up call. Most classes I sit alone and no one speaks to me. Last week a girl who gets plenty of attention for looks was venting to the teacher about how she didn't fit in. She only knew her boyfriend and that's it. Isn't that great irony? Unlikely as from getting anything close to a girlfriend. Jeez, no one talks to me, yet vents right in front of me about how little she is socially. I'm not jealous, I'm just sick of the ignorance. Oh no, you are fucking jealous. She and many others exhibit their cozy little world. I want to destroy it. Destroy it and look them in the eye while I do it. I want them to remember me. There are better ways to do that. I mean, listen, if you're fucking alone, let's go. I mean, oh, fuck it. Focus on your fucking studies, get a fucking nice degree, go out there, make fucking nice amounts of money, buy yourself a nice fucking car, and visit these assholes working at a fucking Burger Kings or something. A good revenge. It also means that you have a nice goal for the next couple of years that you can strive towards. Works pretty well. Works pretty well. That's what I've been told. I mean, I've never been that high up the food chain that I could afford that, but then again, I was not that desperately alone, mind you. Because it's not actually that hard to find yourself a small little group of people to hang out with. It's actually relatively easy. Well, we've seen shooting things. I guess now we're going to go another route. And this time we go to photography. Okay, fair enough.
So to not make the intro to beginner's photography too long, I'll simplify it by saying I'll have your shots looking superior by the end of this year.
Dude, why did I pick an art class? All these kids are annoyingly quirky.
So nice of you to join us, young lady.
You sound way...
I mean, actually, shouldn't that be quite of interest to girls? Many girls seem to have an unfortunate high tendency to take many pictures, mostly of themselves. Bit vain if you ask me, but then again, you know. So, you know, getting taught the basics of how to make your pretty pictures look even more prettier. Shouldn't that be somewhat of interest? Can't you make a connection and go like, yeah, well, maybe show yourself, these look fucking amazing by the end of the year? Shouldn't all the girls be like, yay? Oh well.
Too happy to be actually happy.
Quite observant. To make up for your tardiness, perhaps you could help me out in the dark room. I need the chemicals cleansed for tomorrow's class.
Skip. Because that's a part the manual labor. I mean, it's not really.
Oh, hey, I know you. What's up?
This is the girls' bathroom?
Really? Nah, no way. So what brings you here?
What would bring a girl to the girls' bathroom?
Drugs, makeup.
Skipping?
Duh. Now get out.
Oh, come on, wait. What class you cutting?
Photography? The teacher tried making me do shit for free, and I am not about that.
Photography? Oh, me too. Crazy.
So even if I don't skip, I can't avoid you. Great.
It sucks.
You're a cool girl, you know that?
What?
I just like you, you know?
Dude, get in line. Nobody knows how to leave me the fuck alone here.
So honest, like... I
That is
feel
pretty
like I could
honest.
really open up to you. You have
Investigate
a lot
Avril
of
Lavigne.
emotional conversations. I listen to a lot of deep bands, so I can never find a girl that can keep up with me in that department.
Did... You just threw that deep bands thing in there with no context.
That is true.
Come on, can I at least know your name?
Nicole.
Oh, hi Nicole. You wanna have a sit down with me? You know, talk it up?
Let's see how not deep he is.
Yes, guidance counselor, let's talk it up.
Hey, come on. No need for the jokes. I can tell you're fragile inside. Me too, actually.
Oh yeah? How can you tell?
You know, like your face and stuff.
That is not very analytic.
How you are.
I would point out that look in her
Only
eyes.
literally 2 days.
All I need is 2 minutes.
In bed, you
Wanna
mean?
get to the emotional part? Huffing developer is a lot more exciting than this.
Look, it's just, I don't know. People don't understand me. Like this girl saw I was listening to pop punk and was like, I thought punk was anti-pop. Like she didn't understand.
Actually, punk is just punk. As there's really nothing else. Listen to the fucking Sex Pistols. That is anti-music. These motherfuckers have a fucking hard time hitting even one note, and that's the whole point. It's about the destructiveness of it. Also, you know, you do listen to the Sex Pistols sometimes. That guy singing is a crime against humanity. That's the whole point. It's really the whole point of the exercise. Very enjoyable, though. Very enjoyable, I must say.
I told you the same thing. Pop punk's for boring suburban kids who want to live in LA.
But it's deeper than that. Like, I feel like no one at the school gets me.
Just curious, were you saying that before using the internet?
Man, like, I don't know. There's gotta be more out there.
You haven't actually replied to a single thing I've said. How is this a
I
conversation?
was about to say, this is not really a conversation, it's a
Guess
monologue.
It's not, huh? Not so much a conversation. More
No, no,
like a
it's
vent
it's
sesh.
just a monologue. It's not even a proper vent session,
Well,
you're not
anyway.
venting.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you go now. But, oh, Nicole, thanks for listening. You're a good friend and stuff.
I
Thanks.
don't think so.
You're a good person I was forced to talk to.
I mean, you could have just, went into one of the stores and went like, well, fuck this shit, I'm out.
How is it $2.99 for a drop it like it's hot ringtone? It's bleeps and bloops. Fuck out of here. Who is this? Wait. Hey, thanks for listening in the women's restroom. Oh, it's that weirdo. How do you get my number?
It's a good
Whatever,
question.
let's see. I love seeing you and hearing your voice. Your attitude just works for me. IDK. Yeah, IDK is real romantic. I wanted to show you what you do to me. Show me what? I don't see. Oh my god, all 3 inches of it? What the fuck? Why?
Yeah, why is a good question? Why is really a good question? Why do you think that's a good fucking idea? What is this with kids these days and fucking dick pics? Really now? I mean, come on. There's a time and a place to, arm yourself with your pride spear. That ain't over a fucking photograph sent to a woman you have talked once with and known for like 2 days. No, you wait until you get there in the bedroom. A chance of making unfortunate comments about it is rather, less so in direct contact, mind you. Just saying, saying. You should really consider your options. And keep your fucking... I mean, it's one thing if a woman does it for money, I've had the unfortunate tendency to learn what OnlyFans is, so yes, I get the idea of, selling a picture of your tits for a few buddies. I get it. Nothing new. Strippers are a thing. Quite older than OnlyFans. Fucking whores are a thing. Fucking prostitutes, my friend, is a very, very old profession. For good reason. But god fucking damn it, What is it with that unfortunate trend? Well, let's make sure he regrets this for the rest of his fucking life.
Then again, he kind of just put himself out there like that.
He did.
Send it to her, send it to her, send it to him. Barely know him, but let's give it to him too. Send it to her.
Hey, what you sent a dick pic to a guy? What's he got to do? He's just going to look at his phone and goes like, there's a message from, Nicole, who's that bitch? I don't fucking remember. That shit's me, fucking no. He's a guy. Oh, it's disgusting, man. Which would pretty much be my reaction if some of the people I know and have saved as contacts in my fucking phone suddenly sent me a dick pic. I wouldn't even read the text, I would just see the dick and go like, ugh. The fuck? The fuck? The fuck indeed.
Hey guys, what's going on here? We having fun? You hear the new drops at the CD shops?
Oh, hey, Crispin.
Yeah, I would have, but my after-school time was kind of short.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all, right?
Oh, sucks to hear, bro. What happened?
Literally everyone at school seen your micro penis.
What? No way. How? Because you took a picture of it, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of deserved. It's kind of deserved.
Every week you kids get worked up over some tiny thing.
Oh, you saw it too?
What is so funny?
Crispin's been sending out pictures of his junk to every girl in school. That's not how I heard it. I thought it was just one girl.
And then she sent it to everyone.
I mean, this is a very
Tell me, Crispin.
important lesson learned.
The new girl, Nicole.
Don't.
Sexually harassing our new students? You're in big trouble, mister.
I'd still bang that principal up. She's hot. I like.
Nicole, there's something we need to talk about.
Oh god, not you too.
Your principal called and told me there was a problem at school. A boy sent you some unsolicited pictures?
Mom, this is gross. I'm not talking about it with you.
You were forced to look at sexual imagery, Nicole. The child psychologists say that can really stunt development.
Well, every day I'm forced to look at the principal's fat titties just hanging out all over the goddamn place.
This isn't about her. Look,
I mean, she's
just
making a
need
good
to know
point.
if you're okay.
That's clear, which
This
is kind of nice.
Very serious.
Yes, exaggerate your trouble for pity gifts. That sounds like such a woman thing to do.
Mom, I really don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? It's okay, you can tell me.
This is not going to
won't
give
be
us a nice
mad?
ending, is it?
No,
Yeah.
you didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I don't know. He sent me the picture and just wouldn't stop texting me. And you got the limited phone plan, so I couldn't block his number. It just wouldn't stop.
That doesn't seem
I'm
reasonable.
sorry,
I'm
we'll
pretty
take
sure
care of that
blocking
tomorrow. Now, what else?
numbers.
Well,
The
next
function
day
that
at
doesn't
school,
require
he
a
was
phone
way
plan?
too confident with me,
Hmm?
just pinning me against the locker and licking my earlobes.
That's what they fetishize now? Just
That
sick.
is kind of sick, yeah.
He told me I was his property, and I just started crying. I don't know what to do.
There, it's
Seeing all
right.
of these manipulation, I do have a distinct feeling that we might potentially return to the
Sorry, I'm
age
a
where women were
disappointment,
considered
Mom.
property.
I'd want
They
a
could
daughter who
do
gets
so much less
A's on
damage
math
though in
tests
these days.
instead of D's to the face.
Stop it. I love you, okay? Is there any way I can make this better?
Yes,
Anything at
gifts, many.
Well, maybe some new, less revealing outfits, so boys stop hitting on me.
How about you
What?
wear a hijab or
all?
something?
How many?
A whole wardrobe, just to get me through to graduation.
Mm-hmm.
No, sweetie, you can't shift your whole life around over one abuser. I'm calling the school to get him expelled.
Oh, all right. I guess that's fine too.
And if they don't, I'm filing a lawsuit. We'll even move if we have to.
What? Again? But I just...
Shh, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. Now, where's that office number?
Yeah, that backfired spectacularly. And what I expected would happen, actually.
Well, guess who didn't get expelled? Mom called again and threatened with a lawsuit. She forgot one crucial detail, though. I'm on the assisted income lunch plan, so they knew she couldn't afford a lawyer. Like 6 different alimony checks, and they're all going to hair bleaching. So we're moving. Again. Swear to God, I can never be satisfied. Not until it's too late.
To be fair, you brought this on yourself, you know. You overplayed your hand. That's what it is, you know. You could have gotten a better phone plan or something, sure. Might have gotten your outfit out of it as well. But you wanted to go all the way. Not a good idea. The biggest non-factor news I've ever heard in this school. At least someone talks to you. Then, what's the next one we're going to for? These are some interesting ways. Okay, so I
So
read
to
that.
not quite observant, to make up for your tardiness, perhaps you could help me out in the
Yeah, sure.
dark room.
Roll your
I need the
eyes.
chemicals. Sorry, I didn't even catch your name.
It's Nicole. What's yours?
You can call me Mr. White, but my friends call me Mr. Shooter.
Okay, Mr. White. So what's first?
Well, you see, Nicole, I didn't actually call you in for chemical cleaning. Needed you alone to ask something else.
Oh god.
Here it comes.
There goes this
no,
one then.
No, mind out of the gutter, please. It's just you had a very striking look. Positively pure. I do a lot of freelance photography work outside of my teaching job here. How would you like to model for some community service hours?
No way I'm getting naked on camera for the community. At least $500.
Naked? No, absolutely not. You're a minor after all.
That's reasonable, yeah.
So just wearing lingerie and baby oil, gotcha. When is it?
No, not that either. The shoot is this weekend at White Wheat Farms. Should be a nice, wholesome, sunny September day.
Okay, but the payment situation is...
You'll get a free meal of your choice.
I mean, that's not a bad deal. You should never refuse fucking free food, should you? That's a bit special. I mean, free food.
You know what? Sure.
Oh, splendid. A nice, pure outing. Just me and my new, beautiful student, Nicole. I trust you'll brush up on your posing this week.
This
Well, I bent
still
over to
feels
pick up
weird.
the paper, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Then it's settled. This weekend, a nice, bright shoot should really cleanse our minds of the muddied culture surrounding us. Don't you think?
Whatever you say, dude. I'll be at home Googling expensive restaurants.
And a clever girl at that. A bright mind to match your bright
I
complexion.
mean, at least he takes this in stride. He's like, I'm
Okay,
going to milk you
bye.
for a fucking very nice meal. And he's like, well, I kind of expected you to do, so
That's
fuck
it.
you.
Wonderful. Your pure skin just wonderfully fades out into the highlights of the wheat behind
That
you.
camera looks special, though.
Yeah, thanks. Could you talk about something other than skin? It's like a dermatology fever dream.
Sorry, Nicole. When something catches my eye, I just can't let it go. The curse of being a photographer.
I mean, somewhat creepy, but
Okay.
still kind of okayish,
So
I guess.
What's this thing on my shirt again? The Celtics logo or something?
No, the Celtic cross.
Hmm.
Just a graphic rich with heritage that complements the nice, wholesome imagery behind you.
Whatever you say. So, are we done yet?
And yes, we are. It was a pleasure, Nicole.
Pleasure was all yours. So there's a steakhouse on the other side of town and...
Yes, I'll hold up my end of the deal, don't worry. But before we leave, I just wanted to ask you, do you enjoy being white?
What's there to
I mean,
enjoy?
not sure how white I'll be after standing in the sun all day.
No, sorry. Allow me to rephrase the question. Do you love the white American culture? Are you
Yeah,
proud white
I see where
woman?
we're going. I was wondering about the Celtic cross, but I guess every symbol is a symbol that can be misused and abused for your own pleasure, so I guess we're gonna go down that route now, are we? Sure, fast
Yeah,
food.
totally love it. A lot, actually. Can we go now?
Food.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I trust your heritage is important to you as well.
If I knew what it was, then absolutely.
So great to find a like-minded student in my
She's like,
class.
now, considering how
I
often I
love our
must slap
race.
around, I'm not too
proud
sure
of it.
about my heritage,
This is
but
the first shoot of many, Nicole.
Cool. Will I get paid next time?
How would you like $50 a shoot? It adds up.
it's a pretty nice
Sweet,
deal.
Yeah, anytime, any place.
Now that I know you're on board for the racial purification of this country, you deserve it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. That took you a while, didn't it? I was sitting here like, yeah, I know where this is going.
so I'm pretty sure the photography teacher's a white nationalist.
I said the tuna's good today, and you just replied with that.
Remember how I told you I did that photo shoot with him?
Yes, please, brag again.
No, it's not that. Just the whole time he was saying this weird shit about whiteness and being white.
I guess it fits. Mr. White's a white supremacist.
The name fits
White nationalist.
like a glove.
Isn't it the same thing?
White supremacists assume white culture is the correct culture. White nationalists politicize that.
So, he's...
Mr. White is a white nationalist. Pretty much everyone who goes here is a white supremacist.
Oh, that makes sense.
Does it?
Am I racist if I say no?
Honestly, I don't give a shit. That's just what Google told me last night.
Well, if we have some KKK guy at our school, shouldn't we do something?
Like what? Even if we told someone, they won't do anything. If being racist got you fired, like, no one would have a job.
Well, I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah.
I think I'll go up and see what he's all about. Maybe catch him on something else. You coming with me? He knows you, right?
We're going down some interesting rabbit holes in this particular one, don't we? Didn't think this would go this way, but you know what? I mean, we're on for the ride now, and they did say I would get through this, so I guess, we're now going to get invested into white nationalism, apparently. Interesting. Very interesting. Strange, but interesting. Let's see, how do I get the next setting? What am I supposed to be saying here? I'm apparently looking for Xanax. Would you see if... Well, to be fair, it would be the first time that janitor's doing a bit of a side business. I mean, they're not earning that much, so...
Dude, I really don't want to get involved. You're smart enough, you can handle it.
A bitch doesn't
Are
seem
you
smart at
saying
all.
that because you really mean it, or just because you don't want to go?
Can it be both?
You're such a bitch.
How? Because I don't want to see a white nationalist more than I already have to?
You got me all worked up over this.
I'm relatively sure. Nicole is much realistic enough that she's like, you know, he might be a white nationalist, but he pays me $50 per photo shoot and I don't even have to get naked. Seems like a fucking good deal, doesn't it? I mean, who cares about his political affiliation if you're getting money out of it, alright? I'm not the only one who sees certain potential for her to just do that. She seems dead enough inside to not care about anything. Pretty sure.
And you won't even dig into it with me. What kind of friend are you?
I've known you for like a week.
We're the only two pretty girls in this lunch block. We're gonna end up best friends anyway.
And
that how it
right
works?
there is why your loyalty check isn't working.
Whatever, fine. See you after school.
I mean, I never really
Yeah,
thought about
may
the
as well.
the
I'm
mimics
trying
of just being in the
counselor
same
meeting
block,
for
but
new student
I guess.
integration.
Oh, good luck with that.
Why are you saying it like that?
The counselor is... well, you'll see.
Yes, we will, one way or another. Is there not one normal
See,
person
Nicole,
here?
Doesn't it just feel great to openly talk about sex in a safe environment?
Of course.
No, actually, not at all. Aren't you supposed to be asking me if I'm making friends or something?
Yes, he should.
Same old, same old. I prefer a different approach, really getting into the dramatic psyche of our students. At your age, it's the #1 thing on your mind.
Talking about sex with a man 20 years older than me is the first thing on my mind.
Oh, but sex is generally speaking quite high on the list of things teenagers think about.
Social construct, if anything.
Uh,
Take homophobia, for example. That brand of hatred was brought on by other people. Nothing intrinsically wrong with homosexuality. But then what's the next taboo to be lifted? Let's say if you and me dated outside of school.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Go.
Perhaps in our lifetime, a relationship with someone of my age and someone of yours wouldn't be so frowned upon. At the end of the day, love has no boundaries.
It does. Love has boundaries. They usually start when you're trying to propose to a fucking minor the idea of dating. That is the point where you have not only reached the border of love, you have quite literally sailed above said border, right into enemy territory, and now you're gonna get shot at. And I damn well hope that on the other side, they have some fucking battleships. Bismarck-sized battleships, and cannons to match, to shoot at your little boat and make sure it sinks most brutally, and maybe, just maybe, give the world the one and only pleasure it can ever get out of you, namely a nice bit of fireworks. Why? I remember the first time we saw the counselor and he was trying to get some girls to strip and measure them and then make some bikinis for them, and I was like, yeah, that guy agree really clear they had. Oh boy, yeah. Sure. Just to reiterate this particular point, yes. Love has borders. Very much so. Very fucking much so. Jesus.
Does that make sense? Are you dialed in here?
I'm about to dial 911.
Yes, you should.
Nonsense. What's wrong?
How about we kind of point out that that is, somewhat,
You work at a school and you're giving me the age is just a numbers game.
Yes.
Shouldn't you do that on your court date?
Sorry, I don't play tennis.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Perhaps you're just not ready for an adult conversation.
As a teenager, of course
You're
they're not
still
ready for
growing,
that.
After all, blooming as a young woman.
Yeah, so I'm off limits. Are we done here?
Well, one last food for thought. Your driver's license may say you're still a girl, but your body knows you're a woman right now, prime for reproduction.
What? Because I have a period?
I mean,
Not
to be
get
fair,
graphic, but yes, nothing wrong with that. It's natural.
So I should have had a baby at 13 then?
No,
if this were the Middle Ages, yes, that would probably be a good starting point, because you're not going to get fucking old. In a modern day, no. There's a reason why we have taken all of that smexy stuff and quite firmly decided that that is something for adults. And only adults, and not for children. That's so fucking high. I don't really feel the need, or to point out the need that we would have to discuss this. I think it's pretty obvious and ingrained in our society at this point. So why are there always random people popping up who go like, no, I feel the need to defend this now? Strange people. Sometimes I do think the world would be pretty much better off without them. But alas. Or maybe just me, you know?
At 13. The baby coming by the time you're 14.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, you should.
Theoretically, of course. If she tells her parents, I'll just say she was acting out.
Oh, hey. Was wondering where you were.
Yeah, the counselor had me held up in there for a while.
He didn't,
Defend pedophilia? He absolutely did.
Yeah, he does that. Someone should say something, right?
Yes,
I
somebody
would,
should.
But then I have to fill out paperwork, and honestly, they have me write enough in this place as it is.
I know, yeah.
Seems a bit more important, actually.
How'd things go with Mr. White?
Okay, yeah, about that. So, I was talking to him, kinda confronting him, and his arguments weren't that out there.
I don't get it. He's a political extremist. How is he not out there?
See,
Because the way political extremism works best is you have somebody who's actually smart enough to make a coherent argument for their side. So long as it sounds coherent, even if it at its core is not, you'd be amazed how many people you can convince that what you're saying actually is reasonable. I mean, certain mustachioed man was pretty good at that whole public speech thing. Got a lot of people to go like, you know what? The guy's actually got a pretty solid point. And if you read his speeches, mind you, which is something I would actually advise you to do once in a while, and you just blend out the fact that they were made by a certain mustachio man, the arguments in themselves that he presents and the way that he presented him in, really convincing. Pretty good orator, that guy. Badly, however, that is very easy to misuse, isn't it? Very easy.
We said that, but like, he asked me why it's okay to do Black Pride and Mexican Pride, but not White Pride, and I really didn't have an answer for
I think that push most people would not immediately have an answer.
Backed off then.
Well, not exactly. I kept asking more and more about it, and we actually agreed on a lot. He wants me to do a shoot with him this weekend for the White Pride Party's blog.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think we need any sort of celebration just for your fucking skin color. It seems fucking useless at all. We should actually just go like, oh, skin color is just one of the many, many aspects that make up people. It doesn't really fucking matter, or at least it shouldn't, technically speaking. However, even that is a point that gets debated ad absurdum, sadly.
And what'd you tell him?
I said absolutely. Nothing wrong with being proud of your heritage. Why not? Plus $50 for the day.
Did he mention an ethno-state for white people?
He might have briefly gone into it. Mr. White kept telling me how pretty my skin was. I wasn't paying attention. What's an ethno-state anyway?
A country where
Oops.
all the non-white races are kinda exterminated.
Oh, it's probably not even that serious. All I know is I'm proud to be white.
Ah, great. She's maybe a bit of an airhead, but she's turning into a fucking political extremist. I mean, they do say, and actually that is something that has been codified. I think it was Gramsci that kind of codified that idea of, infiltrating the structures. This whole idea about getting them young. Well, yes, if you could get your political nonsense into schools, for example, that would work wonders for your numbers, wouldn't it? As much as I had to say it, as much as teenagers would disagree, they're really kind of fucking stupid. The whole reason why teachers, at least here in Germany, do need to actually make an oath to the state that they will not keep, that they will keep their political views out of the classroom. They are literally ordered by the state, even if they're teaching you a political class, to not engage with politics of their own interest. They're not allowed. They're outright forbidden. They're outright heavily punished if they get caught. For good reason. Because impressionable teenagers would, of course, make an ideal mark for, or I don't know, getting introduced to certain political ideologies. Yeah. Sure, let's see how we go down here.
I guess when you think about it, it is kinda silly to tell just one group they can't be proud.
Exactly, like, isn't that racism in itself?
I get where you're coming from.
See, he's not so bad. Hey, you should come to the shoot with me. We can make it a social thing for a good cause,
Yeah, you're just after the money.
This weekend. Yeah, I guess I could do another shoot.
Awesome, yeah, it'll be fun. He'll fill us in on his whole solution for race relations and everything.
Yeah, sounds pleasant.
Ethno-state solution?
Maybe, but who cares? If black people get February, we could at least get California.
You think all the white people would fit there?
If not, then Washington and Oregon too. Minorities still have another 47 states to pick from anyway.
That's a good point. See you this weekend.
How the fuck is that out? I do love how they immediately drift into it.
Long story short, I went to the shoot, and Mr. White got the bright idea of having us build a chlorine bomb that could level a food court. We didn't really know what we were doing while giving him a hand with the supplies. We just thought he had a really big pool. He detonated it at a Puerto Rican rights bingo night, killing himself in the process, leaving us as the only living traces of DNA found at the scene. It's ironic, because, I wasn't racist in the first place. Then I dabbled in racism just to be friendly. Then I tried really hard to convince the jury I still wasn't racist, and now I need to be racist and join some Aryan sisterhood for prison protection. Is it like this for every model?
Ah, the irony. Like, I've dabbled a little bit in it, just to be friendly, but no, then I had a really hard time convincing the judge I'm actually not. And now I need to be fucking massively, because otherwise I'm gonna get raped in prison. Actually, no. Considering how much we're talking about, the good old-fashioned, ass raping in American prisons, I always thought this is kind of a man thing. Wonder if it's the same for the women, sis. Wonder what says you can work. I mean, my station being you can ram your fist up there, I guess. I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest. Because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off of a girl. The best part of this, that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise. All I've killed will become my slaves. Give you my name, because you will try to slow down, stop my collection of slaves from my afterlife. Well, one hell of an idea of an afterlife. He's technically speaking right in the idea that, yes, man is the ultimate predator on this particular planet. There is literally nothing that can beat us in any way, shape, or form. But,